Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Personal Growth Talks podcast. I'm Jason, your host, and with me, as always, is the ever insightful Sarah. How's it going, Sarah?
Hi, Jason. I'm doing great, and I'm excited about today's topic. It's one that I think a lot of people will find really interesting and hopefully inspiring.
Absolutely. Today, we're diving into something that has the potential to truly change lives. A book that can shift perspectives and bring about positive growth. We're going to discuss a book that we believe has the power to transform how you see the world and yourself.
That's right. And whether you're an avid reader or someone just looking for that one book to spark a change, this episode is for you. Plus, it's a great opportunity for our English learners to practice their listening skills while getting some life-changing insights.
So grab your favorite cup of coffee or tea, settle in, and let's get started. All right, Sarah, before we reveal the book we're talking about today, let's chat a bit about the idea of a life-changing book. I mean, have you ever picked up a book expecting one thing and ended up feeling like it shifted your entire outlook on life?
Oh, definitely, Jason. It's amazing how a book can resonate with you at just the right moment. I think that's what makes certain books so impactful. They meet you where you are and push you to think differently or take action in a new way.
Exactly. I think what's fascinating is how a simple idea or a new perspective presented in the right way can challenge your beliefs or inspire you to grow. Do you remember the first time a book really made a profound impact on you?
Yes, I do. I was in college feeling a bit lost about my future, and I stumbled upon this book on personal development. It was like the author was speaking directly to me. It helped me realize that small changes in my mindset could lead to big changes in my life. What about you, Jason?
For me, it was a book on mindfulness. I had been rushing through life without really stopping to appreciate the moment. That book taught me the value of being present, and it's something I carry with me every day.
Isn't it incredible? And that's what we're here to share with our listeners today, a book that might just spark that same kind of change for them.
All right, it's time to reveal the book we're talking about today. Drum roll, please. Makes a drum roll sound. The book that we believe can change your life is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle.
Yes, this is one of those books that people often mention when talking about profound personal transformations. The Power of Now focuses on the importance of living in the present moment and how that can drastically improve your mental and emotional well-being.
Exactly. Tolle talks about how much of our stress and anxiety comes from either dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. His approach to mindfulness and presence is simple but incredibly powerful.
Right, and what makes this book so accessible is that it's not just for people who are already on a spiritual path. Tolle's insights are practical and can be applied in everyday life, whether you're dealing with stress at work, challenges in your personal life, or just looking for a deeper sense of peace.
And that's why we chose this book for today's episode. It's one of those reads that can offer something new every time you pick it up, depending on where you are in life.
Absolutely. Even if you've never thought about concepts like mindfulness or the present moment before, The Power of Now makes it easy to understand why these ideas are so important and how they can help you grow.
So now that we've introduced The Power of Now, let's dive into some of the key takeaways from the book. Sarah, what's one of the first lessons that really stood out to you?
One of the most powerful takeaways for me was the idea that most of our pain and suffering come from identifying too much with our thoughts. Tolle explains that we often mistake our thoughts for who we are, but in reality, we are the awareness behind those thoughts.
Yes, that's such a profound realization. It's about separating yourself from that constant mental chatter and learning to observe your thoughts without becoming consumed by them. When you do that, you can start to experience a sense of inner peace.
Another key takeaway is the importance of embracing the present moment. Toll emphasizes that the only time we truly have is now. By fully experiencing the present, we can let go of regrets about the past and worries about the future.
Right. And he gives practical advice on how to stay present, like focusing on your breathing or paying attention to the sensations in your body. These simple practices can help ground you in the now.
Exactly. Another aspect that I found really helpful was Tolle's discussion on the pain body. He describes it as the accumulated pain from past emotional traumas that we carry with us. By becoming aware of our pain body, we can stop letting it control our reactions.
That's such a valuable insight. Recognizing the pain body allows us to break free from patterns of negative thinking and behavior. It's about bringing awareness to our inner state and choosing how we respond, rather than reacting unconsciously.
All these lessons come back to the idea of consciousness and being present. When we're conscious of the now, we're able to make more intentional choices and live more fulfilling lives.
And that's why The Power of Now is such a transformative book. It teaches us to be more aware, more present, and ultimately, more at peace. Now that we've covered some of the key takeaways, let's talk about how the power of now has impacted us personally. Sarah, how did reading this book change your perspective or your daily life?
For me, it was a game changer in how I handle stress. Before reading the book, I used to get really caught up in worrying about things that hadn't even happened yet. The Power of Now helped me see how much energy I was wasting on these thoughts. By focusing on the present moment, I've become much calmer and more centered.
I can definitely relate to that. One of the biggest shifts for me was in how I approach my daily interactions. I used to be so preoccupied with what I had to do next that I wasn't fully present with the people around me. After reading Toll's book, I've made a conscious effort to really listen and engage with others, and it's made my relationships much more meaningful.
That's such a great point, Jason. I think it also made me more aware of how I respond to situations emotionally. Instead of reacting immediately, I now take a moment to observe my feelings and thoughts. This pause allows me to respond more thoughtfully.
Yes, that moment of pause is powerful. For me, it's been about learning to let go of things I can't control. Toll talks a lot about acceptance, and I've found that accepting situations as they are, rather than resisting them, has made a huge difference in my peace of mind.
Same here. And what's amazing is that these changes don't require big, drastic actions. They're small shifts in awareness that can lead to profound changes over time.
Exactly. And that's why we encourage our listeners to give The Power of Now a try. You never know. It might just be the book that changes your life, too.
And remember, growth is a journey. Even if you only take away one new habit or insight from the book, that's still a step forward.
All right, we've shared our thoughts and reflections on The Power of Now. But now we want to hear from you, our listeners. Have you read this book? If so, how did it impact your life? Or maybe there's another book that's been life-changing for you?
Yes, we'd love to know what books have made a difference in your life. You can share your stories or book recommendations with us by leaving a comment on our YouTube channel or reaching out to us on social media.
And who knows? Your recommendation might just be the next book we feature on the podcast. We're always on the lookout for books that inspire personal growth and transformation.
Absolutely, Jason. Also, if you have any questions about today's episode or want to share how you're applying these lessons in your life, we'd love to hear that too. We might even feature some of your comments in our next episode.
That's right. This podcast is all about creating a community of learners and seekers, so your input is really valuable to us. And if you're enjoying the show, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with friends who might benefit from these conversations.
And if you're listening on a podcast platform, consider leaving us a review. It helps us reach more people and grow our community of personal growth enthusiasts.
Thanks again for joining us today. We can't wait to hear your thoughts and continue this journey of growth together.
See you next time, and until then, stay present and keep growing.
Well, that wraps up today's episode on The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. We hope you found our discussion insightful and that it inspires you to explore the power of living in the present moment.
Absolutely, Jason. Remember, personal growth is all about taking small steps, and sometimes a single book can be the catalyst for incredible change.
Thank you all for listening. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share it with someone who might benefit from this conversation.
We'll be back next time with more inspiring discussions. Until then, take care and keep growing.
See you soon, everyone.